Okay, this is a read aloud of People of the Klamath Lakes. Just looking at this, I see a text feature here, which is this picture. One comprehension strategy is to review or preview, I should say, the pictures and different things about the text. I'm looking for any subheadings. I don't see any subheadings on this side, but I see cattails, and they are big, so they must be important. And I don't see any other subheadings here, but I see more cattails. I see canoes. It looks like the water isn't quite a river or an ocean. But there it makes sense. People of the Klamath Lakes, they must be in a lake. So questions we'll be thinking about while reading. How did the marshes, lakes, and rivers help the Klamath and Modoc Indians? What kind of homes did the Klamath and Modoc people have? Describe each. Which kind of home would you prefer to live in? Why? List the things the Klamath and Modoc people got from cattails. So cattails must be very important here. In southern central Oregon, there is an area with several lakes and marshes. These lakes and marshes were very important to the people who lived there. They made it possible for them to live differently than other Indians nearby. This is called the Klamath Lake area. You will learn about the people who first lived there in today's lesson. Two groups of people lived in Klamath Lake's area. They were the Klamath and the Modoc. Most of the Modoc lived in what is now California. Some lived in Oregon. The lakes, rivers, and marshes of this area gave the Klamath and Modoc people most of what they needed to live. Much of their travel was by canoe. They used marsh plants to make clothing, baskets, and things they needed. Food was abundant in the marshes and lakes. They ate a lot of fish, seeds, roots, and other parts of many marsh plants. Ducks, geese, and other water birds were plentiful, so the Indians hunted these for meat and feathers, and they gathered the eggs in spring. The Klamath area people had two kinds of homes. One kind was made of tools, or cattails. They made mats from these plants and fastened them to frames or poles or sticks to make a house. The other kind of house was partway underground. It was covered with a layer of dirt and plants over a wood frame. The cattail was a very important plant to these people. They used the leaves to make houses, baskets, clothes, sleeping mats, and many other useful items. The roots and seed heads were eaten. The new green shoots were were a tasty treat in the spring. They could make arrow shafts from the stalk. The Klamath and Modoc Indians did not have to go far to get what they needed to live. Even though winters were cold, these people had a much easier life than the Paiute to the north and the east of them. Okay, so when I'm looking back at these questions, how did the marshes, lakes, rivers help the Klamath and Modoc Indians? Well, I remember there being a bunch of information about how they got so many things from the marshes, and what kind of homes did the Klamath and Modoc people live? Describe each. Well, I remember them talking about one that was kind of underground, and there was also a cattail one. I could definitely use this paragraph to describe those. What kind of home would you prefer to live in, and why? Well, geez, that's a tough question. I feel like I would probably prefer the one made of cattails because it wouldn't smell like dirt. Number 4, list the things that the Klamath and Modoc people got from cattails. Well, there was a whole paragraph down here all about cattails, so that's where I probably want to look. So that was People of the Klamath Lakes Read Aloud.